Good morning, everyone. I am so excited that we get to have a new week together and learn lots of new things. Today, I am going to teach you about different parts of a plant, or in this picture, a flower. And I want you to print this picture out so you can have it when we are going over what we are going to learn today. So why don't you get your paper out or pull it up on your computer or phone and you can look at it while we go over this. So why don't you go grab that if you don't already have it and then come back and we will start what we are going to learn about. Okay, my friends, now that we have our paper, we are going to start drawing, or Miss Meisch is going to start drawing to explain the different parts of our flower, and then we'll also talk about the things that help it grow, just like we talked about, okay? So I'm going to clip this up here and look at your picture, and we're gonna start at this part right here. And these are called roots. Can you say roots? So let Miss Meisch get a marker, and I'm gonna push our picture over here, just to the side. And I am going to start drawing our roots. And of this part around it, what does it kind of look like? Dirt, right? Well, the name that we call it in this is called soil. So Miss Meisch is gonna draw the soil, and we're gonna also draw the what? The roots of it too. So Miss Meisch is gonna draw that. So here's my soil. And you see my soil? So here's my soil that I drew. And I'm going to draw the roots. Roots. So let me tell you what the roots do. So what the roots do for our flower, or for any kind of plant, the roots hold our flower into place so it doesn't move. Say if it was raining and windy, it would hold the flower into place so it wouldn't pull it out of the soil. And another thing that the roots do is help soak up the water and the nutrients. Nutrients are kind of like the vitamins that maybe mommy or daddy or you might take at home. But the flower and plants need certain vitamins, and that's what the roots help them do. They help them soak it up. So I'm gonna write the word soil right here, because that's what this is, and it's on your paper. So Miss Meisch is gonna write soil. What letter does soil start with? Do you see right here, friends? S, right? Soil. Do you hear the S in there? And Miss Meisch is gonna write roots down here. What letter does root start with? Root. R, right? So I'm gonna go over it again. The roots, they what? They hold the flower into place, and they also soak up the water and nutrients, the vitamins that the flower needs. Like when you water the plant with a watering can, the roots are the ones that soak it up and give to the flower. Okay, my friends, good job. Next, we are going to go to the stem. This long piece right here. Do you see that on your paper? Okay, my friends, so now Miss Meisch is gonna draw our stem. So the stem comes, can you see? It connects to the roots. So Miss Meisch is gonna draw a long stem that gets connected to the roots. Can you see that? Now let me tell you what the stem does. So the stem is the one who carries, so you remember how our roots were the ones who absorbed all the water? Well, the stem is kind of like a long slide up to our flower, up here, our petals, and it's the one who carries the water all the way to the top of the flower. So think of it as a slide. It carries it from the bottom, the roots, or the one that carries the water, and it slides all the way to the top to our flower. So that's what it does. It carries the water all the way up to our other part of the flower. So let me write the word stem, because that's what we learned. We just wrote a word with the same letter. So let me write it here. What letter does stem start with? S, stem, right? All right, so we learned about the soil. We also learned about the roots, and we learned about the stem, right? And now if you look at your picture, there's these 4 little things on there. Do you know what those are called? Those are called our leaves, right? You see those. So Miss Meisch is gonna draw leaves. All right, so there's our leaves. And let me tell you what the leaves do on our stem. So, like us, we eat food. You can think of any food. What's your favorite food? My favorite food is pizza. So, we eat food and we drink certain things so we can grow big and strong, right? Well, flowers, you don't see a mouth on the flower, right? You don't see how we have a tongue and a lips and teeth. You don't see that on a flower, right? Look at your picture. So, leaves are kind of like the mouth for the part of the flower. And what leaves do is they soak in the light and the air, and I'm going to talk about that. What they do is they soak in the sunlight and the air that's in the sky, and that's the food for the plant. That's what makes the plant grow. So for us, we need healthy things like broccoli and strawberries and fruits and vegetables for us to grow, and that's our food. But for a plant, they need sunlight and air for them to grow. And these leaves are kind of like the mouth for the flower to grow. So I'm gonna write leaves for us, and I'm gonna write it over here. Letter does leaves start with? O, L, right? Okay, my friends. So Miss Meisch doesn't have yellow, but we're going to use orange. So we are going to draw, just like in this picture, a circle at the top. Can you see that? And in the inside of this little circle are seeds. Okay? And seeds help the flower grow more of them. So when a seed comes off and comes into the soil somewhere else, another flower grows. So that's what the little seeds do inside the circle right here. They help more flowers grow. So I'm gonna write seeds here because that's what that is. And that is a very important job because without seeds, we wouldn't have more flowers. And what letter? Same as these ones. S, seeds. Okay, my friends, now we're gonna go to the last part of our flower. And let Miss Meisch move this because I'm gonna have to draw petals. So here I have my marker, and I'm gonna draw the last part of our flower. These pink things are called petals. Can you say petals? And you'll see this on every kind of flower, are called petals, right? And petals help attract the bees or certain animals that help make more of the flowers. So certain animals and bugs are the ones that bring the seeds from the inside to a different part of the land or wherever we're living, and they make more of the flowers. So the petals and seeds have a very important job in how they make more of the flowers. So we have all of our parts. Let me write petals up here. Can you see that? What letter does petal start with? P, right? Now I'm gonna move our picture out of the way so I could draw. All right, my friends, so Miss Meisch just erased all the words so we have more room. So we drew all of the parts of the flower, right? But there's some things that flowers need in order for them to grow and to stay alive. And that's what we're gonna talk about now. So there's 4 different things. Let Miss Meisch put this up here. We already drew one of them. And what was this called again down here? Not the roots, but this part right here, the dirt. Another name for dirt. Soil, right? So one of the 4 things that a flower needs is soil to help it grow. Another part that a flower needs to grow is, what's this up here? What's that called? It's up in the sky. Sun. It needs sunlight. So let me draw a sun up here. With a happy face, because we're happy. Okay, so that is our second thing that it needs to grow. So one of them was soil. And what was the second one? Sunlight, right? And you remember, we talked about it in our leaves. Remember, it's kind of like the mouth for the flower for it to eat. And one of the things that the leaves soak up is the sunlight, right? Our third thing that it needs is air. The wind that we kind of feel, that's what it needs. So this part right here is the air, and I'm just gonna draw that. It needs air for the flower to live. And you remember, our leaves soak that up too. It soaks up the air and the sunlight. So that's our third thing. And our last thing that it needs, what do you do with a plant every day? Remember, you get a watering can and you do what with it? You water it, right? So our last and final thing up here, and I'm gonna draw a cloud and some water. And that's our last thing that our flower needs to grow, is water. And it can get water from you watering it at home, or another way is from the rain up in the sky. So let's name our 4 things that we learned that our flower needs to grow. So this was called our what? Our soil. What was this? You kind of feel it in your hair when it's windy. The air. We need this, or the flower needs this. What was this? Remember, the leaves soak it up. The leaves soak up the air and sunlight, right? And lastly, it needs what? Water, right? From your watering can or maybe hose at home, or the rain. So you guys are super duper smart. Kiss your brain. That was a lot of thinking. You have learned all the different parts of the flower, and let's go over it again. These were the roots. This long slide up to the petals was what? A stem. And these little things on the stem were what? Leaves, right? And in the middle of this little circle up here are seeds. And last but not least, these beautiful pink parts are the petals. And you just learned what it needs to grow. You guys did such a good job learning all the different parts of the flowers and the things that help it grow. I'll talk to you soon, my friends. Great job today. Bye.